Hello everybody, my name is Pyrak, and in today's video we're going to go play some more Monster Hunter, of course. This time though, kind of a more negative tone to the video, I guess. I need to talk about it now rather than during the video, because I find if I'm trying to explain something to a relatively understandable degree, I can't do that while focusing on the hunt as well, because my mind goes to try and commentate what I'm doing at the same time. That's why I make the videos how I do. The Wilds hate. If y'all have been following the channel for a long while, I've basically defended Rise since its PC release, because that's when I got access to it, since I didn't have a Switch. But the difference between Rise and Wilds at the moment is that Wilds is an unoptimized mess that is being drip-fed content in a game that doesn't have content to do. And that may sound cruel, but the endgame systems in Wilds at the moment is not really that repeatable, and with no build diversity, the extremely expensive armor spheres making build making almost impossible without using the same 3 sets of armor, 4 including Arch-Tempered Ray Down now, there's just not a whole lot to do. And giving us updates, or giving us events that take 2 weeks to 3 weeks to actually come out, because they also spoil what the events are over on Twitter or X. Every time there's a new update, basically, they show exactly what we're going to get, as well as what we're going to go fight, which is fine, I guess, marketing to get people excited for things that we know are going to be in the game now, which in my opinion isn't the best idea. Maybe just show us the events or the names. At least that's what they did with a large amount of sunbreak stuff. I lost my train of thought. This is why I can't do it while commentating. I think it was about drip-fed content. Wilds doesn't have the foundation to do drip-fed content at the moment. Maybe later on in its expansion life, it would, kind of like Sunbreak here, where we had an endgame. Even base Rise, we actually had an endgame, which was fantastic. Again, Rise didn't really deserve all of the hate that it has gotten, and I'm glad some people are actually going back to play it now and just see how well made this game actually was, because still to this day I have not seen a valid reason to hate on this game that isn't just, hey, you don't have to interact with that part of the game, because you don't. Every system that people have claimed to not like about Sunbreak and Rise, you don't have to interact with. The game has been balanced that well that you literally don't have to touch it. And Wild's big problem, at least for me at the moment, is also drip feeding updates that players have been asking for since the beta of the game, as well as the release. So I won't say it's only been the beta. The beta has talked about optimizations, which hasn't happened properly, as well as certain weapon adjustments. Staring at you, Hammer, because they have teased that we're going to get hammer buffs, because the weapon is not remotely performing as well as the other weapons. According to people that I've talked to, I haven't touched the weapon since the full release of the game, because it felt kind of spammy and repetitive, at least in my opinion, so I wanted to kind of leave it to last when I'm bored of everything else. But yeah, drip feeding patches for weapons and optimizations, these should have been in the game. They should have been on release, because we told the devs, that's the whole point of the beta, as well as getting feedback in the first place. We want these fixes now. And clearly they can integrate them now, because they've shown us that they've done it. I don't know. I think they're going about Wilds, at least in terms of development, wrong. That, or they have a lot on their plate from, like, higher management and whatnot. Who knows, honestly. All that aside, let's go hunt a Furious Rajang, because I do still want to do some hunting in this video, and it's probably going to be playing in the background during all of this anyway, just to give you something to watch. I know I generally can't sit there and watch a character standing still like this, so yeah, let's go hunt a Furious Rajang and get away from this kind of gross topic, because again, I've been the guy that's like been positive about Rise Sunbreak since its PC release, basically, because not a lot of it was actually deserved. Let's go hunt a Furious Rajang. I'm just using my standard Elemental Lance build, because, you know, Elemental Lance does quite a bit of damage. I believe I have Melee Hellfire on here as well, so I want to be on the other scroll, because I deal a tiny bit more damage with Leaping Thrust. But Furious Rajang here is actually really, really enjoyable. Wow, my brain is already fogged from everything I talked about. That's okay. We'll pick it up immediately. It's fine, just block that into... May as well Anchor Rage it. It should give a full buff, as you see. He enrages. There's no knockback on this, so I'm just going to keep hitting his face. Delay it a tiny bit to hit him. Wow, I am very, very rusty. Holy moly. Also decided to play... Jesus. Okay. Decided to play this game instead of World because, again, kind of goes hand in hand. This game got extremely undeserved hate. Wild's hate, as I said, I do understand at the moment because it's stuff we've been asking for rather than things like people have picked up on. We've noticed since the start. But yeah, again, I'm going to try and get away from that. Bang, bang. Beam. Thank you, sir. Should be able to reach. Hey, let's go. Insta-block's so juicy still. That's fine. Although, last thing I want to say about Wilds, probably the one thing they have definitely done right is focus mode. I think it's a fantastic system. He does that into the beam. So we insta-block into the Anchor Rage to get ourselves a buff. That or I could just insta-block chain it, to be honest, but it's just safer to do this and you get yourself a full buff. But yeah, focus mode is a good integration, in my opinion. For some weapons, it feels like it's made it a little bit too easy, with the Greatsword, for example. Because you can actually aim your TCS and not miss it like 90% of the time. Specifically with the TCS. Obviously the rest of it you can still quite easily miss. That's fine. Just go under it. Leaping thrust as well. Just to block any potential shenanigans of it hitting me early. Wow, really? I missed that one? Okay. Oh, I thought that was in rage for a second. Bang, he should do it soon though. Holy mate. You like spamming punches today. Really like spamming punches today, which is funny because most of the time when I play Wilds, I talk about like monsters repeating the same attack over and over and over again. This is like the exception. Monsters in Exhaust in this game can do that, but they generally get out of Exhaust too quick to notice. See, now he's out of it. And again, there's no hitbox on this, so we just hit him. That's fine. I'll go to Anchor Rage it, just because it gives the full buff, as we noticed earlier. Slap. Beam. See? Rough sequencing is what usually happens with this game. I always misjudge that. I feel like the punch goes further than I think. There's a shock trooper over there. Could potentially get a stun. It held my input for so long. It's alright. That or I input it way too early, which is also likely. Face is broken, which is lovely. Means we get Blood Awakening active. Which is great. Just gonna hold block, because obviously I didn't leaping thrust towards the right direction. That has a hitbox, so we'll counter off it. Punch? Oh, body slam. That's cute. Bang, bang. Unfortunately, the second part missed the face, but that's okay. Get plenty of times to hit him during all this. Nice. Classic damage check moment. Let's keep going, though. Actually, when I was doing, like, warm-up hunts, because I didn't want to be this rusty, but apparently it ended up happening anyway, even though I did 2 hunts with Lance. I actually killed Primordial Malzeno with an Intrepid Heart proc. Fun times. So, like, the 50 or 100 damage that it does ended up killing him when he hit me from a failed damage check. Or from a failed counter. I think it was a redirection that I missed. And yeah, it just killed him as he flew past me, essentially. Okay, that's fine. Yep, the wind pressure, that's why I just waited. I'm spamming these options today, mate. Not complaining, but it's interesting. Again, Exhaust Monster. Can do the old world stuff where he just spams out stuff to hopefully hit you. Essentially, at least that's what it feels like to me. Because normally there's so much sequencing to it, which you've kind of been noticing. I could point out literally every single option you could do off most things, just from muscle memory. That's fine. Balls again. Just keep leaping thrusts. Enrage, which means he has some extra follow-ups now. Body slam again. Gonna Anchor Rage it this time. Give myself a full damage buff. Why not? After all, why shouldn't I? Thunderballs, okay. Said he's spamming away at it. Again, use that leaping thrust to get ourselves block at the same time. Again, could have insta-blocked instead. Beam or ball. But, that's fine, he didn't reach. Well, wasn't close enough, I guess. He could have landed close enough. Definitely had times where I finished the hunt with that, because it was close enough. That's fine, keep getting that damage. Throw the world at me, mate. The very, very big opening off this. And I wanted him to be towards that wall, so that's where I put my back, essentially. Because it's a lot closer than him jumping all the way over to those starburst beetles, for example. It's just much, much closer. And as I said, it's a large opening off that attack. So generally worth being able to be close to him, so you can land more hits. Is he after the cat? He is. Okay. Lovely jubbly. Collider blocked. Wasn't quite sure if it was actually at me or not. But yeah, exhaust moment. It's just doing whatever he wants, instead of normally sequencing things. Okay. There. Bang, bang. No. Actually, thinking about it now, this hunt might be faster than the rant. So, I don't know, you might see this hunt twice. But that's okay. It is what it is. Should have chosen a monster that has a little bit more health, or that I don't know remotely as well. Because I have fought this lad a lot. Generally with longsword, but I do like it with the lance here as well. Didn't really want to make this video, but I feel like it's kind of necessary. Some people have talked about wilds at the moment, or some people have talked about wilds in this regard as well. I kind of want to shine some more light on it. You know, we want the game to be good, Capcom. We genuinely really want Monster Hunter to keep doing well, but the stuff you've started doing in Wilds is not it. And we did have the positive of the Street Fighter collab, obviously. It was a fun system there. With that, we also got, what, 2 quests? Or 1 unique quest, I guess. So that was good. But we need more. We need a lot more. We can't just come back to the game, do 1 hunt, and then put the game down for 3 weeks. Audience can't do that. The content creators definitely can't do that, because I haven't been able to. And since the game isn't really being fixed that much, the audience isn't there either. That said, I generally don't like making negative videos, just because Rise Sunbreak has had hate its literal entire life and is still somewhat getting it, but people are starting to adjust their mindset on this game, which is good. But you're honestly 2 years late, as the game's been finished for 2 years and still had the hate. But as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.